Well, hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out and about in the National Botanic Gardens of Ireland on the north side of Dublin, around Glasnevin. It's a place not far from home and I've been to many times before. Absolutely lovely spot, beautiful spring day, spring morning, it's lovely. And I'm here really to see how spring sprung and what's going on. So I'm going to wander around, get a few shots, flowers, buildings, maybe a bit of wildlife. There's a bit of wildlife around here as well, and just take a stroll. So look at, my name's Richard. I'm an outdoor photographer from the east coast of Ireland, from Dublin, and I like to vlog, you know, gear reviews, tips and tricks, all that sort of good stuff. So if you're into that, and if you're one of the like 80% of my viewers who are returning viewers who haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, hit the button, stick around, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know what you think. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. Let's see what's around here. I really like this greenhouse. I like all the greenhouses here. So I have the 70 to 180 lens on. I mean, I should really have a wide angle lens on today, but I have it in the bag. I might hold off on it for a while. I'm leaving this one on, and I just want to pick out kind of details. So like I said, I like the front facade of this building, and so I'm just focusing in on the doorway there, and kind of really just focusing on the door because it's a chimney. I can see through the glass, and I can see the stone chimney at the back of the glass coming up, and I think it looks quite well. So I'll grab a couple of shots of that and see how that turns out.
Well, I was very happy with how this shot turned out. I really like how the glass house looks here. And what I especially like about this image is obviously that you can see through the glass, and there's like layers of the image going deep. So you've got obviously the facade at the front, and then you can see through to the green plants behind the glass, and then you can see further through to the red brick chimney at the back, and then on to the trees and the sky. So I really like that.
Lovely little flower here. So again, like I said, using the 70 to 180, I'm just setting it to a manual focus, getting it in focus, getting it in nice and close, and firing off a few shots, and then just moving the camera in and out, and adjusting the focal length in and out, and trying to do a few different compositions and see what I get. So turn out okay. I'm sure I'm up in the skin for any good.
A shot of flowers, and it doesn't really float my boat. I mean, it came out nice in the end. Yeah, you know, macro shooting, it's not something I do all the time, and I think it's quite clear from this image. I mean, it's a nice enough composition, and the colours are nice, but looking at photos of flowers never really do it for me anywho. But I suppose it's an okay composition, and it's sharp, and the colours pop. That's all I can really say about it.
Well, I like this little flower or seed that hasn't flowered yet. And the reason I like it is because there's a little bit of light coming through the greenhouse here and lighting it up. And then you've got this tree in the background, which makes for like kind of an interesting background to the shot. Because one thing I find when you're taking shots of flowers or like macro shots or anything like that, like I said, I'm not a huge expert in it, so I'm only exploring it, is that I like to have an interesting kind of a background. I don't want to have like, you know, a post or a sign or something distracting in the background. So I like this kind of beigey bark on the tree here that might, you know, add a little pop to or a little separation to the flower. So we'll play around with it, get a few shots in it. Like I said, I like a bit more light in it, just a bit more. The sun is sunny, but it's just popping in there behind clouds. So I'll wait around and see can I get a bit of light in it. And I'm going to shoot it just a little bit, you know, wider, and allow myself a bit of crop on it to frame it up nicely in the final image. So we'll see how it works.
To me, I think this image of the leaf and the stem is more interesting than the flower. It's more abstract. I like the vibrance of the green and the texture on the leaf, and then the bokeh of the bark in the background makes it kind of pop more, which is what I was looking for. And it's just a bit more abstract, a bit more different than a flower. So I actually prefer this than the flower.
So I'm in the cactus section, or the succulent, I think they're called. I saw a sign saying succulent. Maybe that's what cactuses are called. I'm not a botanist, I don't know. But they're all really cool. But there's nothing's flowering yet. So actually, nothing's been flowering really too much in the greenhouses I've been in yet. So I'll have to keep wandering, because judging on what's flowering, what's not flowering, spring hasn't sprung yet in here, but I'm sure it has. I just need to keep looking. But these are cool. Yeah, let's keep going. So the Botanic Gardens here in Dublin, I think they're over 200 years old. I think they're nearly 250 years old. And some of these greenhouses were built in the 1860s, the one behind me there. So it's pushing 200 years old itself. And it's a fantastic spot. It's on about 50 acres of parkland. Obviously you've got the greenhouses, which you might have seen already, but there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of ancient trees here. There's a river, the Talca, flows through it. And there's been a lot of wildlife, herons and obviously ducks. And there's actually tortoise down in the river from people. I've seen them before, and apparently people let their pets loose and leave them there, and they just live forever on the little ponds and stuff down there. So it's a cracking spot. And then on the other side of it, you have, just behind me here, you mightn't be able to see it too clear, but you've got Glasnevin Cemetery, which is like, I think it's the biggest cemetery in Ireland. And it's fantastic. There's a Daniel O'Connell monument there, a big tower there, and it's a really cracking spot, and it's a spot I'm going to go to one of these days. I have an idea in mind for a shoot that I want to do there, but that's a video for another day. But like I said, this place here, really well worth a visit if you're ever in Dublin. There's no hassle parking. There's a car park there, and it costs nothing to park. But I'm here now during the week early, and it's not too busy, so it's good for me, isn't it? But anywho, I'll keep on going. I'm not seeing too much in bloom yet. I'm seeing daffodils and the likes. But I may be either too early or too late, I'm not sure yet. I really wanted to get a real burst of colour, you know, an image with a real burst of colour, and I'll have to keep looking. Sure, if I don't find it, I don't find it. We'll keep going.
So I think this is a lovely shot of the landscape of the gardens, and obviously centre piece here is the main greenhouse, and to the right of it you've got a replica of an old Irish thatched, I suppose, pre-medieval hut. I like the line of flowers in the front of the image, so I like that composition. And it was when I was taking this shot that I was really drawn to the glass in the greenhouse, and I went on to take another shot of it, and this turned out to be really my favourite shot of the day. I absolutely love this shot. I love the abstract nature of it. I love the symmetry that's going on here with the metal and the glass and the vertical lines and horizontal lines, and I love the way the palm and in behind the glass is all backlit, and it's not even clear as to what's there. Again, it's kind of abstract, and yeah, it's definitely my favourite shot from the day.
I think I need a drink. Thirsty work this. So this little part here of the gardens is very forested and trees. It's not a huge forest, but a lot of trees. Something like, I always find forest photography very difficult because there's always, you know, branches and stuff in the way. It's really hard to get a good subject. At least that's what I find. And so I kind of avoid it a lot. Like, I'm always trying to look for a clear subject. Well, I know that's probably not the point with forestry photography, but or forest photography, but that's the way I approach it, which isn't probably the right way. So I kind of steer clear of it, but I'm going to wander around a bit more. The sun is coming out now, so it's grey. Still haven't found a huge amount of flowers. I found a lot of bluebells and stuff around this area, so they're quite nice. And there's a bit of shadows going on, so I might just try and pick out like a bunch of bluebells or something similar into the shadows amongst a few bases of trees. It might make for an interesting photo. But other than that, we'll keep on wandering. Nice little scene here. I don't know if you can see me, but focusing down. I've got down really low, focusing on the flowers here in front of me, and just trying to keep this little gazebo, whatever it is, out of focus in the background. And there's a bit of colour in it, a bit of spring in it. Might make a good thumbnail, you never know.
This little shot of the daffodils with the gazebo in the background came out pretty much how I'd hoped. And the flowers are in focus and the gazebo is out of focus in the background, which is what I was hoping for. Nice layering going on. And yeah, it's a pretty little image. And I may or may not use it for my thumbnail. I haven't decided yet.
Just trying to get those white daffodils there in focus, and there's an old tower at the back of the graveyard here and it's out of focus. Little tower, those towers are all dotted around the walls of the graveyard, and there's where there used to be watchtowers when they used to look out for grave robbers back in the day. People from, probably doctors from Trinity, sending their students in to dig up bodies to be cut up in Trinity. So that's what the tower is. And if you're interested in Trinity, I posted a video on that last week, so check it out. I'll leave it in the end of the video. But it might turn out well. Again, bit of light shining in here on the flower, so it looks good. Okay, I see a heron here beside this little pond. It's over the far side and I like where he's standing. It might make a good background. So I'm going to see how quickly I can change out this lens. I'm going to put on the 50 to 400. Might have to move a bit closer. Yeah, frustrating. I was a bit far away there and I said I'd move in a bit closer to get closer to the heron. And he was in a lovely position with a lovely frame just in front of a bridge behind me there. But then a gang of people came along and scared the bloody heron away. But these things happen. Well, I also got distracted by trying to take a photograph of a squirrel. But I was so annoyed. It was such a lovely composition. Oh my God, there was literally nobody there. And all of a sudden, there's about 20 people all walked up to them and scared them away. Which, you know, not their fault, I suppose.
I haven't taken too many shots of squirrels before, but of all the shots I've taken, this is definitely my favourite. I think it came out cracking. This little guy posed away happily for me. They're squirrels in this place were so tame. They were coming up and eating things out of people's hands. So this guy had no problem posing for me, and it came out lovely and sharp. Lots of detail. Really, really happy with that. Got down low, got him looking at the camera. Perfect.
Just perched here against the tree. It's a lovely little spot. There was a few ducks bobbing around the river here, so I'm going to try and take a few shots from. Playing around with the bird eye autofocus on the A7R V here, and it's absolutely amazing. I love it. It's fantastic. It just nails focus on the eyes. So anyway, I'm just going to sit here for a while. Maybe the heron will come back. Got a few lovely shots of the ducks there. I don't know what sort of duck it is, I'll find out. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. And it got up nice and close, just sitting there on a wall. Lovely. And yeah, I'll keep on wandering. Probably won't stay for much longer. I have to rock and roll soon. And I'm going to have to misplace my glasses, so I can see feck all on my screen. But we'll keep going for a bit more.
Well, this little poser, mandarin duck, he was gorgeous, popped out of the pond. He was the only one there I could see. The rest of them weren't mandarin ducks. And this guy popped out, shook his feathers, posed for me, let me take a nice shot. He looks lovely, love the colours, love the plumage, love the detail of the shot. So yeah, happy with that.
So there's a heron sitting in the tree here, and breaking off branches. Must be making a nest or getting branches ready for his nest. It's beautiful. So I just want him to turn I'm just looking at his butt. I want him to turn around so I can get a few shots of his head, because it's nicely framed in there amongst the green fern. It's really, really nice. So yeah, he's looking at me there. I've got about, come on, come back and stick your head out the other way. Okay, right. I'll take a few shots.
I watched this heron for a good 20 minutes, and it was fascinating watching him building his nest. He was picking up twigs and sticks and he was making a nest for himself in amongst the branches. I was hoping he would come out further towards the camera and stick his head out into the light a bit more, but he wasn't a bee. But he did turn around for a few seconds and I managed to get a few shots of his head with this stick in his mouth. And yeah, it's a really interesting setting. It's just different than usual heron, like standing in the water. So for that reason, I really like this shot.
Okay, that's me done from the National Botanic Gardens here in Dublin. I hope you enjoyed your little trip around. Has spring sprung? I'm pretty sure it has. Lots of flowers out, place is lovely and green, and the weather is lovely. So yeah, spring has definitely sprung. Look, if you enjoyed the video, hit a like. If you have any questions or queries, drop a comment. And if you really like it, consider subscribing. I do another video in the next week or two, so until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.